here in China after a busy last couple of days. First of all, how are you doing and how are you enjoying it so far?
Well, the whole experience so far has been great. I think our team has played well in our 7 exhibition games. I think we won 4, lost 3, but we played really good competition. I'm really pleased at where we're at. I think maybe people look at our roster and think, oh, we're missing many Canadian NBA players or whatever. But the guys that are here are fully committed, work pretty well as a team. They're fun to coach. I'm happy with what they've done so far. Now we're here, ready to go.
Can you tell us more about that and if you have come to a final decision on the roster?
Well, we're getting close to a final decision. I think obviously O'Shea Brissett is gone. His injury just is going to prevent him from playing. Corey has rejoined us, so he'll be back in. And as far as what we do from there, we still got another day or 2 to decide and see. We're just waiting on some paperwork on some things like that.
So it depends on paperwork?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, timing.
One of the things you said throughout camp and the exhibition games was that you were learning about the teams and about players that some you knew better than others.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the guys that are here with you, and are you happy with this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a learning situation both ways. I'm a new coach for them, and I knew a lot of the guys one way or another through the Raptors or Summer League or whatever. A couple of the younger guys I hadn't known yet, but getting a pretty good feel with them. I think there's young guys, and young guys will do some very surprising things some nights, and you think maybe they're there, and then the next night they're not. They're back, but they're just young, and you just got to be careful on evaluating too early. I always like to say that we develop daily, right, and we evaluate periodically. So I'm still evaluating.
You mentioned young guys that surprised you. I guess probably Andrew Nemard is one of them. Was there a lot of things, or were there other things or other players that surprised you?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the biggest surprise for me was O'Shea Brissett. He was playing great. I don't think anyone kind of factored him into the team, and if he wouldn't have got injured, he would have been our starting small forward. He was playing that good. He was in a couple games where he pulled down 12 rebounds. He just was a really nice utility player. He was guarding, he was shooting a bit, rebounding, great scoring. Andrew Nemard was another really good one. Keza Keene surprised us a little bit as well. He's gonna make the final 12. That's probably about it.
The job that you're doing now is probably a bit different than the job description you were given a few months back, which involved managing a lot of NBA players. How did you adjust to that, and how much do you enjoy the challenge with the group that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of adjustment. I think that you get a group of guys, and like I said, I want to focus on who's here and who isn't, and I'm just going to do what I do, get them to play defense, get them to play a little harder than normal, get them to share the ball, get them to have some chemistry. I mean, what you do with almost any group of guys you coach, I think I would do the same. Who's here or who's not here. And like I said, these guys have been awesome. I'm proud of them for how they've played so far.
A lot of people now know you for being obviously the NBA champion, head coach of the Raptors. But what people might not know is that you've coached in the G League, you've coached overseas, How does that help you in that kind of situation?
Well, I think you're right. I've coached just about everywhere I could coach. If you gave me a team to coach, I'd take it and say yeah. So, I just think it's all the experiences, are good. There's times when I'll pull something out from 20 years ago when I was coaching in England. That something reminds me of whatever, and I think all those games. I always say this. I probably got 1,000 real games under my belt as a head coach, and probably another 1,000 that didn't count, in a camp or a summer league or something somewhere else. And it was all about the same thing, getting guys to play together, getting guys to play hard, and then handling a situation at the spur of the moment. That's it.
One thing that you say a lot as well is you trying to get all of your players at their best at the same time. How do you manage to do that and how important will that be in a situation like here where there will be no warm-up round, really?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think that building confidence or giving players confidence, there's a lot to that. You know, I think that's a main job of a coach. Like I would hope to say to you that some of these guys are going to play better than they've ever played before, right? And how do we do that? I don't know. We give them a role, we expand their role, we work with them, but we be clear of our expectations. We coach them positively. We get them to believe in the system. We put them in positions to succeed. When they screw up, we pat them on the butt. You know, we just try to build them up and give them some freedom to do their thing, right? Don't make it so restrictive. A lot of freedom and express themselves, and sometimes they can do some amazing things.
You've mentioned playing together, sharing the ball. Guys like Corey Joseph, Conor Morgan, if he gets here, will now have a lot of minutes with the team under the belt. Is that something that concerns you?
A little bit, but I also think that when we first came together, none of us had been together very long, and we got a pretty smart group of guys. They went out there and kind of spaced the floor and shared the ball and kind of did what they did after 2 or 3 days of practice. So we got a few days here to reincorporate Corey. I think we're gonna, keep the package a little smaller when he's in the game. There's some things that we obviously put in while he was away. Keep it simple so he can concentrate on playing hard and playing his best.
How far do you think this group can go?
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, man. Who knows?
You've also mentioned multiple times how important international basketball was for your career from a personal standpoint. What do you think the guys that decided to come and that are here with you will take from this experience?
Well, first of all, I mean, it's an amazing experience. I know that like guys like me that played and coached all over the world, it kind of gets in your system. You enjoy it. I like when I'm in Perth or I'm in Sydney and now I'm in China, and this is all fascinating to me. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand not wanting to be a part of this, right? So I mean, I do understand guys that have big contracts and et cetera, et cetera. They all have their own reasons for doing whatever they do, but it's fascinating to me. I loved going into that gym today and checking it out and looking around and playing basketball. I mean, it's good stuff, right? And like I said, I'm proud as heck of the guys that are here. They're making a heck of a commitment. They play their guts out. They play with a lot of pride and got a lot of heart, and that's really fun to be a part of.